Today we have the all-new GMC Sierra EV. In this video, I'll talk about what the new Sierra EV is, how I feel about the interior space, and what it's like to drive it. You better watch out because electric pickup trucks are taking over. Yeah, taking over dealerships' parking lots. Obviously, they're not, and as long as the gas and diesel-powered ones are sold, they never will, but leading American manufacturers have at least one electric truck in their lineup. I mean, Ford has the F-150 Lighting, Ram will start selling their Ram 1500 Ramcharger soon, Chevy has the Silverado EV, and today's hero, the GMC Sierra EV, is a second electric truck to join GMC's lineup after the Hummer EV. So, what is the new Sierra EV? First of all, it has nothing in common with the gas or diesel-powered ones, besides the name. The fully electric variant sits on a dedicated EV platform, which is a mix of a unibody and body-on-battery construction. It obviously uses the Ultium EV architecture, which is a modular drivetrain consisting of electric motors and battery packs that can be applied to many different vehicles, from compact SUVs to big trucks. And the Sierra EV is a big truck indeed, not only size-wise but also weight-wise. It's almost 9,000 pounds, so the chassis has a lot of work to do. So, as of suspension, we have multi-link setup front and back with adaptive dampers and air springs, which allow you to adjust the ground clearance and the height of the truck. Now, there are two variants of the Sierra EV, the base one with 390 miles of range and the max range offering up to 460 miles. Wow! Both come with two electric motors, one on each axle, making them all-wheel drive, producing a total of 760 horsepower and 785 pound-feet of torque. Now, despite being built on a 400-volt architecture, the Sierra EV supports fast charging, providing up to 100 miles of range in just about 10 minutes. Pricing starts at around $92,000, with the max range version priced slightly above 100 grand. Now, before we talk how it all works together and what it's like to drive the new Sierra EV, let's take a look inside and talk about the interior space. Inside the new Sierra EV. Now, for the longest time, Ram offered the best interiors in the segment of full-size trucks, but GMC set the bar pretty high up with the Sierra EV, and it might be the new leader. I mean, when you first look at it, it doesn't even look or feel like a cabin of a pickup truck. The quality is on a high level, we get a good mix of different materials that have nice texture, and everything is well put together. The design follows current trends with a minimalistic approach, and while it retains some physical controls, there isn't that many of them, especially compared to the Sierras with internal combustion engines, and most of the features are controlled via a massive infotainment display. I must admit though, the Android-based system works fine. It features Google applications such as Google Maps or Waze. You can also install other apps like Spotify, and you probably want to explore their library because just like in all fully electric GM products, you don't get Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. I personally don't feel a need for it as long as I have Waze and Google Maps, but I understand why some may want it. The gauge cluster is fairly customizable. You can display a full-screen navigation map or driver assist information, as well as trip computer or other vehicle data. The usability. As expected from a full-size truck, it's great. The door pockets offer a good amount of space, the center console is gigantic, and you have enough storage solutions across the cabin. The rear space is also enormous, and I wouldn't have any issues fitting 3 adults back there. We do get climate vents and charging ports, but in a $100,000 truck, I'd like to see a separate climate control for the rear passengers. Now, we can only get one configuration, a crew cab with a bed measuring almost 6 feet, which has GM's signature Multi-Pro tailgate, as well as the Multi-Pro midgate, which basically allows you to extend your bed to almost 10 feet by dropping the back seat and opening the door between the cabin and the cargo area. There is also a frunk up front that lets you fit more items, and again, the usability of this truck is great. What is not so great are the front seats. They're average at best, as they're not as comfortable and as soft as I would expect in a $100,000 truck, and I had an issue with headrests. They're positioned at a weird angle, and no matter how I adjusted my seat, I couldn't find a good natural position behind the wheel. Alright, so that was the interior of the new Sierra EV. let's get it on the road now and see how it drives. Okay, driving the new Sierra EV. Now, a few months ago I reviewed the Hummer EV, which uses the same platform and the same powertrain, so you may wonder how the Sierra compares to the Hummer, right? Well, the driving impressions are similar but not the same. First of all, the Hummer that I tested was a 3X variant, so it had 3 electric motors, making a total of 1000 horsepower. Here we have 2 electric motors that make 760 horses. So the Sierra obviously doesn't feel as fast as the Hummer did, but it still provides a good amount of power, and after engaging the max power mode, you get extra 100 pound-feet of torque, so you get 885 pound-feet total, and really, I can't complain about the power or torque deficit. 0 to 60 takes around 4.5 seconds, so that's also pretty respectable. Now, typically for an Ultium vehicle, the energy management is great. I was getting around 430, 440 miles of range, and that's with the temperatures outside being in the 30s and 40s, so not optimal, and that's obviously with the heat and other stuff on. The fact that the Sierra is also capable of fast charging helps, and this is one of the few EVs that doesn't give me range anxiety. As of region braking, you can select either one pedal driving with 2 levels, normal and high, and if you don't like it, you can completely turn it off, and that's what I did. And what's cool about GM's EVs is that you get a pedal on the left side of the steering wheel that works as a regen on demand, so you can use regen braking whenever you want. The more you pull it, the more the truck slows down, and I usually use it when going down the hill or approaching a red light or an off-ramp. Now, just like the Hummer, the Sierra is a big truck, obviously not as big but still, and when you drive it, it doesn't really feel that way. Having a 4-wheel steering seriously helps this thing, and the Sierra is super maneuverable, and driving it around the city is easier than you think. You just have to keep its dimensions in mind. And since we're on the topic of 4-wheel steering, you might have heard of the crab walk, which debuted in the Hummer EV. The Sierra does the same thing, and what it does is it allows the angle of the rear wheels to mimic the angle of the front wheels, allowing your vehicle to move more diagonally, like a crab. I know it's more of a party trick, and I cannot see using it too often, but manufacturers have to do something with their boring EVs, and that's what GM decided to do. Now, the ride comfort, well, it's a little disappointing. After driving the Hummer EV, I had high expectations, but the Sierra isn't as comfortable as the Hummer was. When you hit a pothole or any sharp imperfection, there's a lot of vibrations coming inside, and the truck just feels rough and unsettled. Some of it has to do with 24-inch rims that were fitted on our tester, and I know you cannot expect Rolls-Royce-like ride quality from a pickup, but this also isn't a traditional body-on-frame construction, and it costs 6 figures. The good news is that the cabin is well isolated, we get laminated side windows, and the battery itself absorbs a lot of noise. So when you're on a smooth pavement, you really feel like you're driving a luxury product, but when the road gets worse, well, things get worse. Now, I know there is no point of discussing a driving dynamics of a 9,000-pound truck, but if you lose your mind and want to take corners a little bit more aggressively than normal, the Sierra EV will not try to kill you and flip over or understeer into a tree. You get an understanding of what its limitations are, and the computer wisely distributes the torque to control the vehicle dynamics. Again, nothing crazy, but for what it is, I'm kind of impressed. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say about the new GMC Sierra EV, so let's move on to the final thoughts and summarize this thing. Summing up the GMC Sierra EV. Guess what? This thing is no Tesla or no Rivian, so it doesn't offer anything innovative besides the midgate, and it's not the coolest or fanciest truck on the market, but this thing is a sum of things that work very well, making it a very compelling proposition in a segment of electric full-size trucks. So what is good here? First of all, the Ultium EV architecture yet again proves to be a well-designed platform offering great range and energy management. I mean, 460 miles of range is more than satisfactory, and on top of that, this truck offers great cabin space, is super usable, and GM designed it extremely well. As of cons, the ride seems too harsh for a luxury truck using adaptive air suspension. I also expect better, more comfortable seats in a $100,000 truck, and for the love of God, just give people Android Auto and Apple CarPlay since your software is already capable of that. Anyways, if you guys have any questions about the new Sierra EV, drop a comment and I'll answer them. Thanks so much for watching, I'll catch you all later.